For years, the world believed they knew the truth about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the fairy tale romance, the dramatic royal exit, the tearful interviews that painted them as victims of a cold, unfeeling institution. But now, after months of silence and speculation, Harry has finally started revealing the part of the story he never told before, and it's not the picture-perfect narrative the Sussexes have built their brand on. What he's saying now isn't just shocking, it's devastating. Not only for Meghan, but for everything they've stood for since leaving the royal family. Because buried beneath the headlines and carefully crafted PR statements is a truth that calls into question everything we thought we knew about their marriage, their motives, and their future. And once you hear it, you'll understand why insiders are calling this the most explosive turning point in Harry and Meghan's story yet. It started as the ultimate love story. A rebellious prince and a Hollywood actress determined to rewrite the rules of royalty. Together, they walked away from the monarchy, built a global empire, and promised the world they were finally free to live their truth. But behind that polished image, tensions were brewing tensions. Harry is now beginning to talk about openly, and they paint a far darker picture of what life with Meghan has really been like. Insiders claim that Harry has confessed to close friends that the fairy tale turned into something far more complicated than he ever expected, with moments of deep regret, emotional turmoil, and a growing sense that he might have sacrificed more than he realized. And according to those close to the couple, that truth is now coming to light, piece by piece, and it's shaking the Sussex brand to its core. One of the most revealing moments came when Harry admitted in interviews surrounding his memoir, Spare, that his conscience is clear. At first glance, that sounds like confidence, but those words hint at something deeper. Sources say Harry felt a heavy burden lift when he told his side of the story, not just about his family, but about his life with Meghan too. In private, he's reportedly described moments of tension and doubt, where Meghan's ambitions and his desire for a quieter life clashed in ways the public never saw. It's been said that arguments over media deals, public appearances, and even parenting styles have pushed their relationship to the brink more than once, and that Harry, once fiercely protective of Meghan, has started to feel trapped by the very life they built together. But that's not the whole story. Meghan's relentless push to remain in the spotlight has caused friction not only inside the palace, but inside their own marriage. Recent headlines have accused her of inviting herself to major events like Paris Fashion Week, desperate to stay relevant as public interest wanes. Critics argue that this hunger for attention has strained their relationship, with Harry often left to clean up the fallout when Meghan's moves backfire. According to royal watchers, this dynamic has led Harry to question whether the life they're living is truly the one they envisioned, or if it's simply Meghan's vision at any cost. And while he's careful with his words in public, those close to him believe his subtle tone shifts and carefully chosen phrases are deliberate signals of a man re-evaluating everything. The pressure has only grown as public opinion has shifted. Once hailed as trailblazers, Harry and Meghan are now facing accusations of hypocrisy, manipulation, and self-interest. And Harry, insiders say, is feeling the weight of that backlash more than ever. Reports claim that he's confided to friends about feeling isolated and disconnected from the world he once knew, describing moments where he wondered if stepping away from the royal family was the right decision after all. Meghan's polarizing public image has only intensified that isolation, with scandals and missteps threatening to overshadow everything they once stood for. And in those moments, Harry's so-called devastating truth becomes clear. The life he traded everything for might not be the one that brings him peace. Even their most intimate struggles haven't been immune to public scrutiny. In Spare, Harry opened up about fights with Meghan that left him emotionally shattered, including incidents where she pushed him to seek therapy and confront trauma he wasn't ready to face. While some praised her for supporting his healing, others saw it as a sign of control, suggesting that Meghan's influence over Harry goes far deeper than the public realizes. Behind the scenes, sources claim those moments took a toll on Harry's confidence and sense of self, leading to private breakdowns that he's only now starting to acknowledge. It's a side of their relationship the public has rarely seen, and one that makes his recent statements feel all the more poignant. But perhaps the most telling sign of all is Harry's shifting tone when he talks about the future. Gone is the defiant certainty that once defined their break from the monarchy. In its place is something more uncertain, more conflicted. He speaks less about escaping and more about choices, less about being free and more about the cost of that freedom. And that cost, insiders say, is starting to feel unbearable. There are whispers that Harry has privately questioned whether he and Meghan still share the same vision, whether their goals are truly aligned, or whether their paths are slowly diverging. It's a painful realization and one that could reshape everything we thought we knew about their marriage. All of this has led to one undeniable conclusion. The truth Harry is revealing isn't a single explosive confession, but a gradual unraveling of the fairy tale narrative. It's a truth built from regret, from pressure, from love tested to its limits. And it's devastating because it shows that even the most glamorous stories can fracture under the weight of reality. For Meghan, this shift could mean the end of the unwavering public support she's relied on. For Harry, it could mean confronting choices he can't undo. And for the world, it's a reminder that the story of the Sussexes is far from over, and the next chapter might be the most dramatic yet. Because if Harry is finally telling the truth about Meghan, about their struggles, their sacrifices, and their mistakes, then we're not just watching the fallout of a royal rebellion. We're witnessing the unraveling of one of the most powerful brands in modern history, built on love, defiance, and a dream that may no longer exist. And as more details emerge, one question remains. How much more is Harry willing to reveal, and will Meghan survive the truth he's finally ready to tell?